I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your
Good racing there with you guys.
Tuesday Night Thunder is back. You're on V-Speeds, the QSR Simulations Tuesday Night Thunder Truck Series from Texas, where everything is just a little bit bigger. Bringing you the HarpoonDesign.com, Texas 165. Should be a thrilling race here tonight. Texas, a divisive track, probably the most divisive track in NASCAR. But to bring you all the action, I'm your host and producer, Morgan Cook, and you are watching V-Speed. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Love having the fans around. Appreciate every single one of you at home. Let's get right to it. This 1.5 mile speedway in Dallas, Fort Worth. The most frustrating racetrack, potentially, for some of these drivers. Turn 1, flat, tighter radius, basically a single groove on the bottom. You can sometimes make half a line up the racetrack work, but not all the time. Turn 3 and 4 will be wide open pretty much all night. Run the bottom there as well. Interesting racetrack, frustrating racetrack, because the car doesn't handle well at one end of this facility, and it depends on which end that is. You never know lap to lap. You see turns 1 and 2 is 20 degrees of banking, turns 3 and 4 is 24 degrees of banking. This track not progressively banked. Let's have a look at your point standings. After a handful of races, Jesse Gordon, Daniel Mulnix, Carter Lins, Marty Phillips, and Jason Foskey are the Fast Five. Jacob Reeves, Phil Brick, Austin Thomas, Joyner, and Allen are the top 10. Look at Likes and Mago just above the cut line. Derek McMurtry 1 point behind the cut line. Remember, this is with the drop weeks, so things subject to change when it comes to the point standings as we get deeper in the season. And speaking of the season, you see it right in the smack dab center of your screen, October 1st. That's today. Texas is the racetrack we are at. Next week, Atlanta, then Richmond, Dover, Phoenix, Kansas, Vegas, and Talladega to close out the inaugural season of Tuesday Night Thunder Truck Series here on QSR. About 45 minutes until we hit the grid. But that is just enough time to bring you our Pole Award winner. That driver, Marty Phillips. The Pole Award presented by Dark Gaze Digital. Thank them for being the full season sponsor of the Pole Award. And Marty Phillips trying to build upon a couple good finishes here in the last few weeks. Obviously ran well at Daytona to open it up. Had a good run last week as well at Auto Club. We're about to hit the grid here. So trackside with all these drivers. Congratulations, Marty Phillips, on winning the pole. Just a few seconds longer. Flip over to the race session. Grid coming at you. On the pole, Marty Phillips, 30.416. Molnix to his outside. Second for the number 2. Third spot, Carter Linz, last week's winner, Ryan Philbrick, who I think has started 4th in every race this season. Might have to check that for next week. He will start 4th in the 06. 5th spot, Ronnie Joyner in the 24. Dirk Likes in that Colts machine. He will start in 6th. 7th position belongs to Quentin Stewart. Austin Thomas qualifies in 8th. And row 5, Stephen Mago, Tristan Pena. That is 9th and 10th. 11th position, Jason Foskey in the 29. Derek McMurtry will start 12th in the 48. 13th, Waylon Turner in the 30. Gerald Sensabaugh starts in 14th. 15th position, Patrick McPeak in the 61. Christian Ruck-Riegel will round out row number 8. Row 9 belongs to Brent Allen and Frank Walsh, 17th and 18th respectively. 19th is John Briel in the 00 making his return. Galen Wunsch in the 199 will start in 20th. 21st will be Chase Berry. Ethan Wisnowski is 22nd. 23rd, CJ Gates. Rounding out your field is Reed Sanders in 24th position. Now let's get track side. You can see all the drivers lined up on pit road. Look across the start-finish line. There they are. Now's a great time to talk about our race analysis. See it in the corner of your screen. 110 laps here tonight. Pit road speeds 55 miles an hour. You got 3 tire sets. I believe we have more than 3. 5 tire sets is the number. 2 green, white checker attempts, 100% fuel. And that fuel number is about 50, a little under. Meaning, you have to 2-stop this race. You cannot make it on 1 stop unless the cautions are plentiful. And they're not going to be plentiful tonight. We watch the grid continue to roll off the start-finish line. Now catch up with the pack led by Marty Phillips. I don't see a Daniel Molnix on the outside of the front row. Not sure. There he is. We just missed the grid. Might also, if I'm not mistaken, he might have a penalty here. He does. EOL penalty for this week due to the incident he had last week. You remember with Jesse Gordon in the closing laps at Auto Club. So the 2 will start in the back. See how he progresses throughout the evening. It's field. Exits the banking of turn 4. Pace truck off the speedway. Green flag in the starter's hand. The green flag is out at Texas. Lynn's going to lead lap number 1. From his second starting spot with the 2 going to the back. Top 4 single file out. Make that the top 8 is Quentin Stewart. The first driver side by side with 48 on his outside. That's Derek McMurtry. Here through the wide open, very fast turns 3 and 4. See on board the 6 machine as they pile off into turn number 1. How everyone hunts for the bottom right away. And see the ground lost. The 48's loose on the bottom. That's going to be a problem all night. The other problem is that outside wall of turn 2. That will get you every single time. You think you're going to be able to make that corner, and bang, there's a wall right there. Top two, Lins and Phillips, who were on that good strategy last week, potentially to win that race. Up at the front again, running 1 and 2. 4 laps in. Patrick McPeak stuck in the high lane. Got John Briel to the inside. Gonna fight back on the 13 machine. That's Brent Allen. You see right there, the bottom side is the preferred line. As they into the outside wall is McPeak. That is not going to help the handle of the 61 as Gates peeks to the inside of Briel. Still side by side into turn number 1. Who's going to prevail? It looks like the 61's got the momentum. Can he slide in the gap between those two trucks? He will not. In fact, he's going to try a pass on the 00. Going to get all the way to the outside. What happens here in 3 and 4? They just about make contact in the center. That would have been a day ender for the 00. But the battle seizes right there. 17th position for the 61. So far, so good. 6 laps into this event. No issues, no cautions. Clean and green so far. We're looking at Pena in the 50. I think he missed 5 somewhere. 55 on the scoring, 50 on the side of the truck. We got a battle for 3rd here. Not much of a battle anymore as Joyner going to go right around Philbrick to easily take that spot. Austin Thomas under fire from Tristan Pena. And again, I'm going to sing the praises of Austin Thomas, a driver who, remember last year in the Xfinity Series, had a race, and I believe it was Richmond, where he hit the wall every other lap, it seemed like. Consistently running the top 10, even in the top 5, has that 35 Tropicana truck. A terrific season turnaround for Austin Thomas. Quite impressed with the driver. But up front, Carter Lins continues to lead. Has led the first 8 laps and is slowly but surely stretching that lead over Marty Phillips. It's Pena and Thomas going back at it. This for the 6th position. Pena's got it. Thomas wants it. The high side, you can roll a decent amount of momentum off a 2, but you got to be very careful. That wall will get you. Pena able to complete the pass off of 2 as they all hunt the bottom in turn 3. McPeak trying to take a spot back from the 14 of CJ Gates. Right on the rear deck lid, trying to use the air to pass the 14. Not going to happen this time around. Not enough momentum off of turn number 2. Daniel Mulnix slowly but surely working his way through the fields up to 21st from his 23rd starting position. Let's ride on board a minute with the 2, who is quite possibly the most patient driver in this field. Following right behind Chase Berry, who also started back, did not qualify. See Reed Sanders way on the high line up there. And Mulnix feathering the throttle as well. That's good news for the racing here tonight. Means we're not wide open out at turn 2. There's some work to be done. We have a whale of a battle in front of them. Car in the grass, that's Brent Allen. It's on a 13. He's spinning down pit road. Go back and see what happened to this 13 machine. He has already hit the pits. Quick replay coming at you. Rolling. Turn number 3. Looks like it's just a loose condition for the 13. Yep, back end just came around on him. Unable to save it. And drives it down into the grass. The as he is now off the racetrack. Brent Allen is. Battle for the lead heating up ever so slightly. Carter Lynn's now only 4/10 ahead of Marty Phillips. Joyner 1.2 back. Big wad of cars right here. Pena and Thomas have held this group up. McMurtry wants around. Quentin Stewart wants around. Thomas is loose. You can see these cars are getting out of hand coming out of turn number 4. Stewart to the inside. What's he going to do here? Sticks it to that white line. Will he get clear of the 35? Not quite. Austin Thomas fights back. Off of turn number 2. And into 3 they go, side by side. Up the racetrack for the 6, a little more than probably anticipated. Still can't quite clear him. Very good battle behind him too. Sensabaugh and Mago going at it. Crossover. Gonna get to the quarter, not quite. And Waylon Turner back in 13th. Right where he started, not the night we expected from Waylon. I'm sure he will be up there before too long. Marty Phillips has caught your leader, and he might be the leader here in just a second. I think Lynn's going to lead this lap. He will, but Phillips is to the inside. He is there. Lap 16, first battle for the lead. First change for the lead. It's going to happen off of turn number 2. Give the spot to Marty Phillips, although I don't think the battle's over yet. If you can clear off of 4, looks like he will. The gap is now a truck length and a half. Loose condition on the 26. New leader, Marty Phillips. Ronnie Joyner has caught up to this front duo. About to make it a trio. It's now 1.8 seconds back to Phil Brick as Rodrigo has an issue. Not much of an issue, just a wad of cars in front of him. Don't look now, but that snakeskin number 2 is in the frame. Molnick's at the 17th spot, picking them off one by one. He's going to get Rodrigo into 3. Will he get Gates on the exit of turn number 4? Looks like he will clear the 14. Move Molnick's up to 15th. He's got 1 to get in this pack. That's Patrick McPeak. Running the extreme high line. I don't think that's going to work out for him. He is going to get to the outside of Molnick's. Shows how much I know. I've never seen somebody run the wall in 1 and 2 here at the reconfigured Texas and not hit it. Good job, Patrick McPeak. He does give way in turn number 3. As Molnick's up to the 14th position after starting 23rd. 20 laps into the run, so we're working up to halfway. Battle for second. Lynn's on the top side. Joyner on the bottom. Easy pass for the 24. Bosky and Stewart going at it. Stewart pinned down to the low line. Bosky trying to go 2 for 1. Will he get Pena as well? Right on board. With the 29. Loose right there. I was going to say holding a pretty wheel, but looks like he's swatting bees instead. Might clear into 3. He will, in fact, move the 29 up to 7th spot. Quentin Stewart with an aggressive dive. Tried to chop the nose of the 30. Ended up hitting the apron and got himself loose. And the driver of the 6 has lost 3 positions. This is what it looks like. There is Quentin Stewart, only driver on the driver cam tonight, so this is a familiar face you're going to see here tonight. Running 10th. Oh yeah, and by the way, the fall off on these tires, how about 2.5 seconds? Absurd. The amount these tires have fallen off already. As all these drivers are struggling can see Quentin sweating already. We're only 22 laps into a 110 lap race. Temperature, 117 degrees. No wonder these drivers are slipping and sliding. The driver who's slipping and sliding the least is probably our leader, Marty Phillips, out to a 3/4 second lead over Ronnie Joyner. Third car in the frame is a 26. Carter Linz, as we're still battling back in the field. Ruck Regal, Sanders, Gate sideways off the corner. Reel in the picture. Three-way battle for the 17th position. It's interesting. It seems like the top line in 1 and 2 seems to be preferred. The bottom in 3 and 4 is the way to go. Meaning side-by-side battles are definitely possible. We run the extreme high line here with the 4 and the 33. Will he get the advantage off the corner? He will, just a little bit. Pulls alongside the 14. 33 is going to give way. Deep drive into turn number 3. Will it stick on the exit? It will. Give the spot to Reed Sanders. Up to 17th position. Quentin Stewart right on the back bumper of Pena. We got Mago and Austin Thomas. And look at the 6 is wicked loose. Off of 2, that's going to bring him right back. 5 sets of tires available tonight. You might think about taking one pretty soon here, as we are about 2 seconds off the pace. The leader is from what his fast lap was. Joyner's about another 3/10 off of that. And Lynn's even a little further back from his fast lap in this race. So tires are going to be extremely important, as look who is just about to the top 10, Daniel Molnix. You can see the top 10, it's the 6. The white car running behind the 50 on the top line as they're both sliding off the corner. This Pit Vipers machine is rolling right now. From the back to the front, back to the middle, I should say. Not quite to the front yet is Daniel Molnix, but that's going to be the one to watch tonight. See if he can catch up to his teammates. Phillips and Joyner run 1-2 right now. Great battle here for the 10th position. Pena, Stewart. You can see all these drivers slipping and sliding around. Really makes for a fantastic drive when you have to manhandle this car. Oh, big loose for the 6. He's going to slide up 3 wide off of turn 2. Can Mullins get them both? He's got Stewart. They get Pena. See the 50 wiggling around on the high line in turn number 3. At the line, Molnix has him. Move the 2 into the 9th position. This race looks fun. This is one I wish I was out there for. I do enjoy a loose racing stock car. One that slips and slides around, as Phillips has tamed this racetrack. He has gapped his teammate by half a second since the last time we looked. We're just past the halfway point of the run. Time for a quick through your field. Your leader, Marty Phillips, has led 14 of the 30 laps from his pole position. Ronnie Joyner up to second from 5th, 1.4 back. Philbrick has just passed Linz. Although the battle is intense, you can see it right there. Door-to-door contact on the apron. Just look at the steering wheels. Those drivers, the gloves, the red ones for Linz, you can see them working the wheel back and forth. That's 3rd and 4th. Waylon Turner has driven through the field. He was 13th. He's now 5th in the 30. Derek McMurtry up to 6th spot, having a good run in the 48. Dirk Likes is in 7th. Foskey is 8th. Molnick's up to 9th. Pena is 10th. Mago 11th. Quentin Stewart is 12th, working the high line. Austin Thomas down to 13th. Chase Berry up to 14th. And a new look, number 46 this week, Patrick McPeak is 15th. Gerald Sensabaugh in the 16th position. Reed Sanders is up 6 to 17th. CJ Gates up 4 to 18th. Christian Rodrigo has lost 3 spots. He is now 19th. John Briel is 20th. Frank Walsh is 21st. Ethan Wisnowski, after starting on pit road, finds himself 22nd. Last car on the lead lap. Brent Allen has left the session. He is 21 laps down. Questions are starting to arise. 2.1 seconds off the pace is the driver of the 50. Off of his own fast lap, I should say. Joyner running the same lap times as him. Philbrick 2/10 slower than your leaders, although he is under fire from Waylon Turner, who recently took the 4th position away from Carter Linz. This 30 is on the move. When do you pit? If you wait 5 laps, you can 2-stop there. Oh, he turned him! Waylon Turner got in the back of him, spun him around. Ryan Philbrick is destroyed in the outside wall. Never mind, you're pitting right now. Oh, that is a frustrating situation if you're the 06. We saw it happen live. Well, let's go back and watch it from the onboard. The roof cam of the 30. See it right here, just Philbrick lifts in the center, and Turner doesn't quite lift enough. We'll go back a little further. This is off of turn 4. You see Philbrick with the forward momentum in the 06. We're riding on board with Turner. And he gains a little bit on the entry. And right there, Philbrick lifts a little bit more than Turner realizes. And all of a sudden, the 06 is up into the outside wall. Let's see how bad that damage was. Once I find the 06 here. There he is. There's the spin. Oh, right on, square on the nose. That is going to hurt the radiator. It's going to hurt the front aero. For a driver running in the 3rd position, that is a devastating hit. See every driver come down pit road. Will anybody be able to unseat the 50 who's looked great on the long run so far tonight? Pena missed pit road, missed his stall. Still trying to find it. Gonna lose all the track position. Turner's off pit road. It's like he will land 4th, gonna lose a spot to the 26. You can find your favorite driver as they cycle off the pit lane. But heavy damage to the 06 of Ryan Philbrick, who was running in the 3rd spot after a tangle with Waylon Turner. Finds himself back in 22nd, probably going to go a lap down from damage repair. Looks okay from here, but you can see a little damage on the right rear. A lot of damage on the front. Hood's buckled. You can't quite see it from this angle, but yeah, it's pretty bad. Saw it just a little bit earlier. But don't look now. Daniel Molnick's up to the 5th position. It took him 36 laps to break into the top 5. The caution helped. But that 2 machine was on rails, just like the rest of the Venom Motorsports teammates, plus Waylon Turner. As they make up 4 of the top 5, Carter Linz that meet in that sandwich. In that Coors Light number 26. So every driver got fresh tires throughout the entire field. As Philbrick back on the racetrack. Looks like he got the damage repaired. Surprising he's able to get it back to the way that it was pre-caution. Quick rundown of your top 5. Phillips, Joyner, Linz, Turner, Mulnix will restart in the first 2.5 rows. Dirk Likes is going to restart in 6th, making up the rest of row number 3 as we roll down the backstretch. Here at Texas, it's been a eventful first 37 laps. Tire fall off extreme, some of the worst you're going to see all season long, even worse than last week at Auto Club. The rear tires melt at this facility, especially at 100 degrees. 117 was the last temperature when I checked just a few laps ago. And it's gone down a little bit. It's 115 now, but still crazy hot for these drivers as Phillips going to roll into the restart zone. Waited just a second to thwart the advance of his teammate. The 24 on the outside, and the 50 is going to get away clean into turn number 1. 24 going to slide into second as we have a battle back here. Look at this group of cars. 2 by 2 by 2. Potentially 3 wide here. Austin Thomas decides better of it. Chase Berry, his highest running position of the day. He's got the 35 to his outside. In front of them, it's Bosky and McMurtry. Oh, just about a door slam there. Really high entry for the 35, able to make it work. He passes Chase Berry. Just sounds like a race car name, doesn't it? Pena, after losing all the track position, is going to be working fast and furious through this field to try and get those spots back. Was in the top 10, finds himself 15th at the moment. He's getting a great shot. The pack of the Stephen McGough machine, the 83. Single file for the first 14. Behind them, though, it is a hornet's nest. 2 by 2 still. Pena, McGough, Sanders, McPeak, Berry. All these drivers fighting hard. We have a battle up at the front. Dirk Likes trying to make a move on McMurtry. McMurtry's going to fill that hole, drive right up to the back of Mulnix, who's now closing in on Linz. And where is the leader, you ask? Well, he's up here. With Ronnie Joyner, they have gapped Waylon Turner by 1.6 seconds. Turner looks like he's holding this group up ever so slightly. But remember, that 30 was one of the fastest cars at the backside of that first run. To be able to do it again. Pena continues to move forward through this field. Reed Sanders, the loose condition. It's right on board with the 4. See what his steering wheel's doing. You can see at the bottom of the screen, the orange tape signifies steering wheel center. Pretty neutral. See what it looks like in turn 1 and 2. 7 laps into this run. Gets it pointed to the left to get it to turn down the hill. A little free on exit. You can tell he's back to the right ever so slightly. But everyone from Turner on back is nose to tail. That's 3rd all the way through the 10th position as Pena has caught this group. Did anybody make a move on the 30 or any of the other drivers directly in front of them? As the 2 leaders, Phillips and Joyner, have gapped this group by 2.5 seconds. Looks like Mulnix on the inside of Linz. Able to get to the door, but no further. Off of turn number 4, side by side at the line, it's Linz. Done this lot last week at Auto Club. Who is going to be the first driver to get around Waylon Turner? So it looks like the 2 is going to hang even with the 26. A little loose condition on the outside for Linz. Not quite enough as he's going to give the spot up. Let Molnix have it. Last thing you want to do is get freight trained. This early in the race. See what Waylon Turner's fighting. Looks like it's pretty smooth sailing. A little bit of a loose condition on the exit. Definitely, you can see the hands moving. The very bottom of your screen. Linz all over the back bumper of Molnix. This group is now 3 seconds behind your leaders. Absurd, the short run speed of Marty Phillips and Ronnie Joyner, who is all over the rear bumper. I think they're working together right now. I think the draft is helping them. They are teammates. They just want to ride this thing out, settle it. 1v1 style. No sense in bringing the rest of the field back to them. As you can see out the rear view, you can barely see the rest of the field as they're still in the center. Now the exit of turn 4, worth the start finish line. There's a large gap, 3 seconds. Joyner's back bumper to Waylon Turner's front bumper. Linz getting dispatched by the 48. Another Venom Motorsports driver. Derek McMurtry as Linz just about caught the outside wall. But look at Quentin Stewart. What a great rebound for the 6. He was falling back to 13th earlier in that run. Up to the 7th position. Trying to be a mainstay here in the top 10 in the league that he owns. The CEO himself. Great battles. Oh, oh my goodness. 14 just lost all the rubber that's been accumulated on the racetrack. Having some serious connection issues is CJ Gates. As we look back here at the 17th position, Ryan Philbrick was the first caution after a bit of contact from the 30 of Turner. He is a ways off the pace. I don't know how much of that is to do with the 14 having his issues in front of him. But he is about 6/10 off of the leaders right now. Fastest car on the racetrack that last time was Waylon Turner at a 31.60. The leaders running 31.70s, so very close, only about a 10th. Separating them on the time chart. But the fight from Molnix has subsided, at least for the moment. He's now just stalking his prey. Waiting patiently for the 30 to either fall off or make a mistake, allowing the 2 to get around him. And that's just the patient approach that we are used to seeing. Daniel Molnix. This is essentially the view Waylon Turner has. A Viper wearing pit Vipers. Something you don't see every day. Linz bringing the fight back to McMurtry. It's down the backstretch. They are side by side. Murtry might clear into 3. He does not. Linz drives it to the bottom. Sticks it to the white line. As the 6 is way on the high side, trying to get the momentum, trying to get the run. Closing in on the halfway point. Only a handful of laps away. Great drive for the 26, currently running in the 5th position. Remember, we saw Carter Linz fall back pretty heavily after about 20 laps of that first run. Are we starting to see it again? The 6 had a moment. Able to keep it righted was Quentin Stewart, but that was just about some massive wall contact off of 4. As this group is starting to close back in. And speaking of close in, Waylon Turner has cut the gap down by about 3/10 to the drivers in front of him. As he was the fastest car on the racetrack last time by about half a tenth. It's going to take a while to get there at that rate. Lap this time, same story, matching the leaders. Stewart has been passed by Dirk Likes. At a moment again off of turn 4. As that truck is sideways. Look at the steering wheel. We're going to ride on a lap with Quentin Stewart. Let's see what it looks like. IRL. Watch that orange tape and just see how much he's moving it. Matching his arms at home to the outside wall off of 4 just a little bit. This is where the truck is at its worst, right here. 1 and 2, and especially when you put the power down. Right there. You can see, look at that, pointed to the outside wall. We have a driver who I think is having an issue. It's Reed Sanders. Potential spin here for the 4. Let's go back and find it. He was right behind the 6, a few spots back. Looks like Mago might have got into him there. No, just 4 gets out of line. Disconnection. Looks like a connection issue for the 4. Looks like he is okay damage-wise. Didn't spin or anything, but obvious technical difficulties there. As back live, Phillips and Joyner still well ahead of this field. The gap they had on Waylon Turner, it's back. Back up to that 3 seconds. Caution's out on the speedway. Caution is out on the speedway. Was it Reed Sanders? I think it was. I think the 4 is having some serious technical difficulties. See if we can figure out where this came from. Yeah, just a dead truck down the backstretch. Not sure what caused this. That truck is off. Did he not take enough fuel, perhaps? Definite connection issues as well. This is a weird one for Reed Sanders. Questionable caution, but a caution nonetheless. As the entire field hits the pit lane. Marty Phillips leads them down. Everyone slides into their box. Anybody missed pit road this time? It doesn't look like it. Haney hit the box clean this time. First driver off pit road. Once again, the 50. He got close, but he was able to get there. Turner had a Mulnix again. Then Linz, McMurtry, Likes, McPeak with a rebound. Quentin Stewart, Tristan Pena, your top 10 off the pit lane. Just past the halfway point, time for a quick commercial break. You've been watching QSR Simulations Tuesday Night Thunder Truck Series. We'll be back right after this.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Oh, Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The Milo gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
Here comes Slack.
What a punch from the 33. Two
It's a
in
drag
row.
race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Welcome back to the Harpoon Design 165 here from the virtual Texas Motor Speedway on V-Speed, another presentation of the QSR Simulations Tuesday Night Thunder Truck Series. Working lap 61, pace lights out on the pace track. Let's get back to it. From the blimp high above this speedway, it's been a great one so far. Still, could be anyone's race. We've seen third place crash out after contact on a what would be pass. We've seen tire fall off in the range of 2 seconds plus. Incredibly loose trucks out here, slipping and sliding. We've even seen a driver go from the back to the front. That's that green 2 machine. Started shotgun on the field was Daniel Malnex. He is now running in the 3rd spot. But Marty Phillips has led almost every lap. Carter Linz, the only other driver to pace the field today. Besides the pace truck, of course, which rolls into turn number 3. And for the 3rd time tonight, is going to make that sharp left-hand turn onto pit road. As the weather, still 115-degree track temp. It's toasty out here. I think you could probably fry an egg on that. Pretty close. Green flag in hand. Into the restart zone is the 50. And the green flag is out. Another great launch by your leader. As Malnex all over the back bumper. Going to easily clear into 2nd. Single file for the first 5. Pena with a wide move. McPeak's having an issue. I think he got shoved out of line. He lost a lot of positions. Went from the top 10 all the way back to the 20th position. Slides in just in front of Frank Walsh, who is the last vehicle running. Reed Sanders, CJ Gates, Brent Allen have left the session. Little 3 wide action here. Likes, Foskey, Sensabaugh going at it. Real aggressive move for the 3. 3 wide into turn number 3. Give 2 spots back to Dirk Likes. Right behind Waylon Turner. What happened to the 30? Was up in 3rd? Was it a bad pit stop? Regardless, 13th now is Waylon Turner, driver, who's been running in the top 5 most of the day, right behind Ethan Wisnowski. Able to make a pass there as we have Ryan Philbrick, the other driver involved in the first caution of the day. Waylon Turner, obviously. The 30 in it. Done to the back of the 06, spun him around into the outside wall. Looks like no harm, no foul at this point for the 6. The 06, I should say. But up front, Phillips leads. It's Malnex and Joyner. All the podium held by Venom Motorsports, and they're trying to go 4 for 4. Carter Linz getting in the way of that. Derek McMurtry in 5th. Another one of those drivers. Tristan Pena, his highest position of the day, in the 50-55 on your scoring pylon. And Austin Thomas continues to impress in the 7th spot. Quentin Stewart is 8th. Hanging around the top 10 as he does. Stephen Mago has improved his running position, but is exactly where he started. Chase Berry up to 10th, up 10. Biggest mover of the race. Waylon Turner now up 2 to 11th. Pulling the 3 along with him as Dirk Likes is up to 12th. Ruck Regal down to 13th, so we have a pass McMurtry has lost a spot to Pena. As the tires are still fresh, you better get them while they're good. 8 laps into this run, and oh yeah, by the way, we might not be able to make it on fuel. Remember at the top of the show, we could go about 49 laps was the estimate on fuel. We restarted with 50 laps to go, so there is a little seed of doubt of if these drivers can make it. I'm sure the pace will slow down enough that it is possible. But we have yet to go that far on a run, period, today. Longest run of the day was about 35 laps. As the first caution was for cause. The spin between the 30 and the 06 down in turn number 1. Caution number 2 of the day was for a disabled car, that being Reed Sanders' machine on the backstretch just died. Not sure what happened, but it looks like he blew the motor. Let's look at this three-way battle. This for 10th position. Turner, Barry, Likes. Trying to chase down Mago. So far, through the first 70 laps of this race, Marty Phillips, Daniel Molnix, Ronnie Joyner, Carter Linz, and Waylon Turner have been your Fast Five. They have been near untouchable to the rest of the field. Tristan Pena, it's his first time in the top 5 today. Derek McMurtry trying to change that and get back into the 5th spot. We also got a good one back here. This is for 17th. McPeak, Foskey, and Wisnowski. As McMurtry does get around Pena, at least for the moment. They're catching up to Linz. As they drive by Big Hoss, the world's largest LED screen. The backstretch here of the Texas Motor Speedway. You can see it from the start-finish line. Look at that. And look at those cars as they race by. That's a sense of speed only Texas can deliver. Speaking of speed, I think it's time to bring the noise, presented by Harpoon Design. Turn up those volume knobs. It's about to get loud. Thank you for that, Harpoon Design, for sponsoring the Bring the Noise segment. As we got a great battle here. This is for the 17th spot. Oski, Briel, McPeak. 16, 17, 18. Just about 3 wide for multiple laps in a row. These drivers are going at it. Wall contact for McPeak. I don't know if that's going to hurt it too much. Looks like the paint's not even scratched. Should be able to rebound quite nicely after he regroups just a little bit. 17 laps to go. This is historically when we see the tires start to fall off. We're only down to 1.3 off of the fast laps now. Soon, it will be 2 seconds and even further. 2 tire sets used already. Still another 3 laying in the pits as Foskey and Briel still going at it. Briel to the inside, Foskey on the outside. Now Briel going to slide back and battle with McPeak off the corner. Not quite enough to slide up in front of the 61. That's 2 spots lost in 1 corner for John Briel. Turner's going to get by Mago, and the 30 is marching back to the front. Let's ride on board. See if we can see what is different about the 30 compared to most of his competitors, because he has passed, I think, the most cars today. He's gone to the back multiple times. Work through traffic. Stable and steady is the steering wheel. You can see just little movements back and forth, nothing too extreme. He's chasing a very loose 6. When you can read the number on the side from behind him, that's a bad sign. Quentin Stewart hanging on for dear life 20 laps into this run. Turner to the inside, going to turn left easily and get down almost to the door of the 6 and slide in behind him. But look at the forward momentum for the 30. Inches forward on the CEO. The entry speed of the 30 has been so impressive today. He's able to gain all the time on entry and maintain down the straightaway. Let's watch the 30 throw it in here to turn number 1. Should be able to clear the 6. He will in the center. What about on the exit? That's where it's important. He will slide up in front, right there, in front of Quentin Stewart, with 30 laps to go. And now, defensive line for the 30s. He's going to take it away easily. Marty Phillips, your leader. As Chase Berry makes a move on Dirk Likes, who may have caught the wall ever so slightly. Saw smoke ahead. Somebody had a moment. Not sure exactly who that driver was. As Quentin Stewart continues to fall back just a little bit. Steve Mago on the bottom, and here comes the 6. Drag race down the back. Who will prevail into turn number 3? Quentin Stewart for the moment. Still side by side. The line moving up the racetrack just a little bit. Big wall contact for the 6. Much like McPeak, no harm, no foul. I think he's going to be just fine after that contact. He will lose the spot, however. Hard to say because 83 keeps disappearing on the screen here, but Waylon Turner has grabbed another spot in front of him. Mago got the spot from Quentin Stewart as Quentin Stewart falls back to 11th now. Chase Berry to the inside. Falls back in line in front of Dirk Likes, but one going backwards, one going forwards. They just crossed paths a few moments ago. Back up front. 4th spot. Rodney Joyner got passed by Carter Linz recently. Molnix out in front of the 26, and Marty Phillips continues to pace the field. He's led 67 of 83, and that number is going to grow by 1 this time across the start-finish line. Into turn number 1, there's 68 on the board out of 84. The percentage keeps going up. The driver of the 50. Another quick through-year field as we are about halfway through the fuel run. And potentially, we can make it to the end, although it is going to be extremely close. Daniel Molnix is second in the 2, where he qualified, but not where he started. Remember, to the back of the field to start this race with Daniel Molnix. From the back to the front, 1 spot short. Carter Linz is in 3rd, right where he started. Ronnie Joyner in the 4th spot. Derek McMurtry up 7 from where he started, up to 5th. Tristan Pena is 6th. Waylon Turner trying to march through the field and catch the 50. He is in 7th. Chase Berry, his highest spot of the day, is an 8th. Austin Thomas back to 9th. Stephen Mago is in the 10th position. Dirk Likes in 12th behind a hard charging Quentin Stewart. And look at the 06 making a rebound after getting spun into the outside wall. Ryan Philbrick is in 13th position. Patrick McPeak is 14th. Christian Regal in the 15th spot. Foskey now 16th. Reel 17th. Wisnowski is 18th. And Frank Walsh rounds out your top 19. All the drivers on the racetrack still. Gerald Sensabaugh, Reed Sanders, CJ Gate, and Brent Allen have left the session. So now it starts to get interesting. Just over 20 laps to go. Can they make it on fuel? It will be so close as Pena goes for a wild slide off of turn 2. As the 30 is going to get that spot easily. Great battle a little further back. Philbrick and Likes as they fight for 11th. I don't know if Waylon Turner can make up the 5.3 seconds required to catch your leader. But I think he can make up the 1.2 seconds required to catch up to 5th spot as we see this Hornet's Nest continue to fight. 4 cars going at it as they have left behind Quentin Stewart. He's half a second behind this group. Thomas, Mago, Philbrick, and Likes. Single file in 3 and 4. Will they get 2x2 again in turns 1 and 2? Only time will tell. So we're working lap 89. Meaning 21 laps remaining here at Texas. Set a pass a little further back. Patrick McPeak has hit the pit lane. I don't think he can make it on fuel. A little right front damage from catching the wall. Will this bring other drivers in? Does he take tires? He does. We'll keep you apprised on the situation of the 61 currently gone 1 lap down. But with the pace 2 seconds slower and 20 laps to go, an interesting strategy call. Although he spent a lot of time on pit road, I don't think it's strategy. I think it's more meatball situation. Meaning iRacing called him in because the damage was too much as he's still on the pit lane, 32 seconds in the box. Regal going to fight against Foskey. This for the 14th spot. Quiet day for turn 1 Tsunami's driver, Christian Regal. There he is. I've yet to see many waves down in turn 1. Pretty clean and green in this race. To this point, 2 cautions. Remember, 1 for cause. This driver right here turned into the outside wall. In turn number 1, the other caution. Second one of the day was for Reed Sanders, losing power on the backstretch, could not make it back to pit road, and elected not to tow the race truck. Race recap on the top of the screen. 2 cautions, 1 lead change. First leader was Carter Linz. The second leader, it's been all the 50. Marty Phillips has led 77 laps now as we cross the line to work lap 93. Carter Linz, how many did he lead? 15 of them. And Molnix still trying to catch up to his teammate. Half a second back, the closest anybody has been this deep in a run. Can they make it on fuel? That's the question that they're all asking. Is there enough in the tank? As Turner trying to cross over the 46, he's going to get right to the outside. Can he get up to the 6th position? Phillips running the fastest laps on the racetrack. as Waylon Turner might have an issue. Remember, he was much quicker than a lot of the cars he's racing against. But right now, he's the only driver running in the 33-second bracket. I think the tires have gone away on the 30. And the bad news is there are still 15 laps left to go in this race. It might be salvage the daytime for the 30, as it would be very difficult to go get tires right now. You're not going to be able to recoup. You got what you got. Patrick McPeak is off pit road, 2 laps down in 19th position, likely where he will finish. As the last driver on the racetrack, Frank Walsh, the last driver on the lead lap. Phillips continues to lead, but the gap is shrinking ever so slightly, a 10th and a half that time. Molnix was faster. How about this time around? Another 0.2. 32.95 to a 32.73. Daniel Molnix is on the charge. Can he complete the back-to-front challenge? Although it was not his choice to go back there. A penalty levied from last week on the final restart with Jesse Gordon. Put the 2 behind the 8 ball. But he is 3.5 tenths away, passing his teammate to get the lead for the first time today. If he were to hang on, it would be a phenomenal drive. But there's still a lot of racing left. 13 laps remain. Closest battle on the racetrack is this one right here, Turner and Pena. Pena's caught back up after Turner went on his drive through the field. A little too soon, potentially, for the 30, as he is struggling with the handling of that race car. Although he's back now at about the same pace as the drivers around him. Running 32.9s. That last time by, Marty Phillips was faster than Daniel Molnix. Every corner must be maximized. And don't look now, but Carter Linz is not too far behind, only 1.6 seconds. 1.4 seconds now is the gap, first to third. They're just trying to hang on. Keep it on the racetrack. Don't hit the outside wall. Who's going to win in Texas? Will be the dominant car of the day, Marty Phillips. Will Daniel Molnix get the win? Will Carter Linz play spoiler? We have a battle back here. This is for the 10th position. Bilbrick trying to rebound for a top 10 after running in the top 5. But Austin Thomas not going to make it easy for him as they fight hard through turns 1 and 2. Oh, big loose moment for the 35. He's able to save it. Massive, massive slide. He hangs on, but did not swap ends. Great driving by Austin Thomas to keep that thing pointed in the right direction. As the battle for the lead is the closest it's been all day. There's the gap. 1, 2, and 3. Lynn's hanging tough. 1.5 back, but the gap is under 0.3 now. Inches are what these drivers are fighting for. It seems like the center of 1 and 2 is really where the 2 gains a lot of his time. He's wicked loose, though, off the corner. That Pit Viper car slithers off of turn number 2. And the gap has grown to just under half a second. This reminds me a lot of that 2011 Atlanta race. Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson. Playing out on old tires. Both drivers out of control sideways. And with just over 5 laps to go, will we see another epic finish like that in QSR? Half a second separates 1 and 2. Likes and Thomas have sorted it out. Likes 11th, Thomas is 12th. Philbrick is in the 10th position. Pena and Turner. Pena probably not going to get there. McMurtry is in 6th. Those are the closest battles on the racetrack, but none more pressing than the one up at the front. Five laps away. 90 laps led. Truly dominant effort so far this evening here at Texas. The HarpoonDesign.com 165. You get the 5 to go call. And it's now 3/4 of a second. Molnix is falling back. Carter Linz hanging tough in 3rd. Ronnie Joyner 1.2 back in 4th. Chase Berry, his highest position of the day, he is 5th. Derek McMurtry running in 6th. There's 4 laps to go. Waylon Turner in 7th. Pena is 8th. Mago is 9th, and Philbrick rounds out your top 10 under fire from Dirk Likes. Wrapping the white line out of turn number 4. 3 more times around for Marty Phillips. One lap truck in front of him, probably not going to be a factor. That's Wisnowski. The gap significant and growing to Molnix behind him. It's now over 0.8 of a second. Not a wheel put wrong all day for Marty Phillips. 2 to go. The 50. Praying for the white flag. Just needs to get back to the line to make it official. Into turn 3. The gap now a second. And Marty Phillips going to capture the white flag here at Texas. Into turn number 1. The final time today. Rounds turn 2. Down the backstretch. Clearly has enough fuel to make it. Into turn 3. Wrapping the white line and out of turn number 4. Marty Phillips is going to win in Texas. "95 laps led for the driver of the 50. Impressive stuff. Even more so that they were the final 95 laps. Little contact there from his teammate, who never could quite get there. Great drive from Marty Phillips. Clearly has the respect of his competitors. As we pose for a quick photo. See Foskey sliding through the background. Sure, every driver felt that way today. It was a slippery, slippery racetrack. But nobody better on it today than Marty Phillips. Won the pole, led the most laps, and won the race. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Marty Phillips. We just finished QSR Simulations Tuesday Night Thunder Truck Series from Texas. The Harpoon Design 165 will be back in a few moments for your race results and interviews with your top three, Marty Phillips, Daniel Molnix, and Carter Linz. You don't want to miss a moment. Be back in just a few.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The road gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes
Slack.
Slack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Welcome back. Commercial break completed. Race completed. And here's how it went down. 110 laps, 2 cautions, 1 for cause, 1 for a stalled truck on the backstretch, 1 lead change. Linz led the first 15. Phillips led the rest. Marty Phillips, who started on the pole, won this race in a dominating effort. Daniel Molnix qualified second, but that does not tell the whole story. Started 23rd in this race due to a penalty. Ends up finishing in second. Could not quite catch his teammate Carter Linz in third, where he ran most of the day. Chase Berry, our Chase Berry, what a phenomenal run. Up to the 4th position. Ronnie Joyner in the 5th spot. Looks like that gap less than a 10th, possibly a fuel situation for the 24. Derek McMurtry finishes in 6th. Waylon Turner, not quite enough to get back to the top 5. He finishes in 7th. Tristan Pena did not quite have enough to get Turner. Was close, though, 7/10 behind, finishes 8th spot. Stephen Mago was 9th, and Phil Brick rebounds after nosing it into the outside wall. He will finish in the 10th position. 11th spot, Dirk Likes in the number 3 Indianapolis Colts machine, down 5 from where he started. Finish 11th. Austin Thomas in 12th. Foskey slid across, turns 3 and 4 to end the race. He finishes in 13th. Quentin Stewart in 14th. John Briel brings it home in the 15th spot. Christian Rodrigo, right where he started, in 16th. Frank Walsh, solid day, 17th. Ethan Wisnowski, after starting on pit road, ends up finishing in 18th. Last car on the lead lap. McPeak had to make an unscheduled stop, was unable to rebound, finished in 19th. All other drivers out of this race. Gerald Sensabaugh finishes in 20th, 30 laps down. Reed Sanders was the stalled truck on the backstretch, 21 down. CJ Gates, 21 spot for Reed Sanders, 55 down. Gates was 22nd. Brent Allen, 23rd, and Galen Wunsch did not take the grid. He finishes in the 24th position. But now that that's out of the way, let's have a chat with your top three. We're going to start off with Carter Linz. Carter Linz, Morgan up in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy.
Got you right here.
Well, how does it feel to not be cursed anymore?
Oh no, it's. I mean, hey, if the curse is gone, I'm happy with that.
I'd say the curse is gone. Over the last, 4 or so weeks, this 26 has been up at the front. The 66 in the Racing Rev Series, we'll see tomorrow here on V-Speed, has been up at the front in the playoffs nonetheless. I would say that the curse of the Cook is over, and another third place here tonight after winning last week. Just walk me through your race. Tell me about it.
Oh, right there at the start of the race, I got a good start there and kind of ran in the front, and obviously I figured out there really quick that I was pushing it way too hard, but also took note of if you were the front leading car, you also had the best handling car. You didn't have to fight anyone, fight air, or nothing like that. So definitely being up in that front spot was very beneficial. You didn't have to work as hard to maneuver the vehicle around the corners, but just happy to hang on there at that first caution. That I only lost a couple spots, made a few back up on that first pit stop, and just kind of held on there.
Yeah, this 26 was fast all day. I mean, ran third, ended up with the fastest lap of the race, actually. The only driver to crack the 30.5 second bracket with a 30.578. I mean, you were very clearly quick today, but just tire saving, as you mentioned, was kind of a difficult thing for all the drivers in the field to handle. But yeah, the 26 was just excellent out there. What did you need differently? I mean, obviously tire savings was part of it. Was there anything strategy wise you could have done to try and maybe jump ahead of some of your competitors?
Oh, you know what? To be honest, it was basically waiting for mistakes. Someone hit the white line, anything like that, missed the entry point, a corner. That was basically the only way to capitalize. Uh, Fighting up there in the front, everyone watching those last 30, 40 laps. I mean, I was pretty much stalemating with uh, Marty and Daniel. Just I was not ticking away at their time, and they weren't. Yeah, no one was gaining time behind me, and I wasn't gaining time up front. So it was just kind of, I don't know. It was just kind of a tough race there. It's a very slick track, especially in these trucks. That it started handling more like a Gen 4 car. Getting late in the run, it was just everywhere you went, it was just trying to slip out from behind you. So no, it was basically just hold on and wait for a mistake or capitalize on pit road.
Yeah, definitely saw that it was loose out there. Was there ever a consideration of splitting that last run in two with a tire fall off about 2 seconds?
Ooh, there was a thought in the back of my head. I was like, if there's a caution, what's the play here? Do we go in? Do we not? Is it going to be a Brad Keselowski moment at Kansas, or are we going to, work something out here? But no, it stayed green, and it was just basically follow the leaders. If they go in, it was basically take that gamble going with them, or stay out, and hopefully they weren't going to catch back up. But it went green all the way to the end, and here we are.
Right on. Well, in one phrase, I want you to describe what driving on this racetrack tonight was like.
You want the start of the tire run or the end of the tire
Let's
run?
do end of the tire run. How about that?
Ice rink.
Ice rink.
That's all you got to say is it was an
Very
ice
good.
rink out there.
All right. Who do you want to shout out for this third place finish here at Texas?
Shout out you guys, V Speed, always doing a great job. Doing broadcasts. It's always fun being with you guys here. QSR, always doing a good time. Always a good time here. Putting on a good league. Trucks are always a great time. Friends, family, my girlfriend Sarah, she's always watching. I know that. So yeah, keep her sweet for you. Short and sweet.
As always, for Carter Linz, congratulations on the third place finish, and we will see you tomorrow in Racing Revolution.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
All right, that is your third place finisher, Carter Linz. One spot up the podium. Daniel Molnix, Morgan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you. What's up?
Well, that 2 machine was bad fast tonight. You started shotgun on the field from a penalty last week, and you just about had what probably would have been your best drive of the year from the back to the front. What did you need a little bit more to go get Marty Phillips?
Clean air. I was able to get right there within that 2-3 tenths mark, and it just took all the air off the nose, and it just got loose. I tried one corner up in 3 and 4, running a little bit higher, seeing if I could get a run, but I gave up 2 tenths doing that. So I just kind of at that point, me and Marty both, we were using tires up. I was telling him in the waiting room, I was fighting him trying to get to the front because whoever was out front had the advantage. It didn't matter what the tires were. Just whoever was behind you, they could kind of get to you, but there was no way, unless they done something crazy, that they were going to get around you. Just the way it works here.
Yeah, it looked slick out there for sure, and we're going to get to that a little bit later.
Mhm.
But was there a fuel concern at the end of this race? I know that the run ended up going 51 laps. I was told before the race 49 was about the number. Did you have to save fuel, or did the pace slow down enough that you can make it?
The pace slowed down. I know whenever that last pit stop, I came out and I checked it. I could go 50 laps. I was like 3-4 laps to the good. Marty, me and him were in the same Discord right there, and he was telling me whenever he crossed start finish, he had like 0.2 laps left. So had it gone another lap or so, he wouldn't have made it. But I don't know if he didn't fill it all the way up or whatever on his pit stop, but it worked out for him.
Yes,
He
it
drove
did.
a heck of a race. He
Yes,
drove
it
a heck
did.
of a race.
Yeah, all the Veta Motorsports drivers had a good day. I'm seeing 1, 2, 5, 6. Pretty good day,
Oh yeah,
I would say, for
that's
you
a great
guys.
day.
Definitely.
Yep.
All right. Well, in one phrase, describe driving on this racetrack today.
Fun. It was a
Fun.
lot of fun.
Right on.
Yep. It was a ton of fun. Slippery. I mean, it's all you can ask for, really. I mean, whenever there's a ton of grip and you can just run wide open, it's just putting down fast lap after fast lap. That is fun, but not as fun as this.
Yeah, having
This
the control is really something to marvel as a broadcaster, being able to watch drivers like yourself, like Marty and Carter, and all the rest of the drivers in this field fight.
Yeah.
Swatting flies off of turn 2 and off of turn 4 was just thrilling to watch. And I mean, great job,
Yeah,
Daniel.
I was really hoping we get the legacy layout, but they didn't have a setup for the trucks, so we had to go to this one. And turn 1 is completely, turns 1 and 2 completely different than 3 and 4. But you really got to watch it off of 2. Like it'll step out from under you real quick if you're not paying attention. And yeah, but yeah, one word: fun.
Right on. Glad to hear it. It was fun up here in the booth as well. And for your second place finish, who do you want to shout out?
Marty Phillips. I know how hard he drives, how much time he puts into this, and nice to see it finally pay off for him.
Right on. Well, short and sweet for Daniel Molnix, coming home P2 tonight. Congratulations on the second place finish, and we will catch you next week.
All right, thank you. See you next week.
Bet. All right, that's your second place finisher, Daniel Molnix. Up to the top of the grid, Marty Phillips, Morgan up the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
How about you? Led the final
about it?
95 laps. Ended off a great battle from your Veta Motorsports teammate, Daniel Molnix. And
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to say other than you dominated that one. Why don't you tell me about it?
Just trying to stay out front because I knew clean air was king, and I was just trying to route the bottom and do enough to stay out in front, but not burn my stuff up. So I just pretty much wrapped the bottom and tried to stay out front, and it worked out great. So clean air was king. Daniel was telling me you could get close to me, but he couldn't never get any drive off to get near me to do anything. So yeah, it was good. I thought I didn't get enough fuel, but I barely had enough fuel to make it across. So it ended up being a good night for us. So
Yes, 1, 2, 4, 6. Sorry, 5, 6 were your teammates tonight. So just a great run for Venom Motorsports as a whole. But you spent an entire 15 laps not leading this race tonight. Was there a concern early in the race, that first run, that, maybe I don't have the pace? You qualified on the pole, so clearly you had the short run. Was there a concern that, hey, maybe Carter Linz has something here that he wasn't showing in practice, or was it just a wait and see sort of situation early in this race?
I was just waiting, seeing. I was just watching what his truck was doing. He looked like he wasn't getting to the bottom, so I was guessing that he was overdriving it. And that first run anyway looked like he might have burned his stuff up a little bit, maybe, because he wasn't quite getting down to the bottom. And what little practice I did, you get better tire wear seeing on the bottom than anywhere else on the track. So, but yeah, it worked out. It looked like he was starting to get tight, real tight, and I was able to get below him, and he raced me clean. And I think we rubbed a little bit one lap, but after I got out front, that clean air seemed to be king, and you could just have a total better advantage when you're using clean air versus dirty air, I'm sure. So, from what I was told.
Yeah, you clearly never looked back once you got that lead. I was talking to Molnix just a few seconds ago. He said he got to your back bumper about 2/10 behind you and lost all forward drive, was unable to complete the pass. And we saw that a lot today. As the leader, obviously you challenged Linz after he burned the tires up on the first run, but that was the only time the leader was ever really challenged all day. So, I mean, just a testament to the clean air at this racetrack and how consistent this 50 car was. But take me inside your head a little bit. You're running down with about 20 laps to go. You see that green snake print number 2 catching you. You look in the mirror, it gets bigger and bigger every lap. He's even wearing pit vipers, very very stylish truck that was. What are you thinking, and what are you telling yourself to not make a mistake?
Yeah, I was just trying to hit my mark, especially in turn one. Seemed like he gained a little bit, but I was a little better in 3 and 4 than he was, and that's where it seemed like I would make up the difference. But like I said, I was running a little lower on fuel, so I was backing the corners up a little more and a lot easier on the throttle and exit because I wasn't sure. I had like 0.2 to the good one that across start finish line, so it was tight. So if I had a green white checkered, I probably would have been wouldn't have been good for me. But yeah, I seen him getting close. I thought, typical Daniel, he was going to lay him back and he was going to run me down, but he couldn't. He got kind of close to me, like you said, and then he just couldn't go nowhere after that. It was like he stalled out. So yeah, it just seems like to the very end, about the last 5 laps, that he couldn't do nothing with me, and I just would have hit my marks and stay on the bottom, wrap the bottom. That's what I was doing the whole race. Seemed to work, so that was my mental game plan anyway. Just try not to make any mistakes and not overdrive the corners and lose drive off. So yeah, it was good night for the Venom Motorsports team. So
Definitely was. And this is a question I asked the other top 3 finishers. In one phrase, describe racing on this racetrack tonight.
fun. It's fun, but if you overdrive turn 1, you're going to kill your tires. To me, I think that was the money-making difference is turn 1. If you overdrove, then you're just going to burn your stuff up really quick.
So to
But if you
recap,
kind of conserve, you be more conservative, I think you end up
I hear you there.
better in the long run. So, yeah.
I hear you there. To recap what the rest of the drivers said, Molnix also said fun. Carter Linz said ice rink, and I think we all agree with that tonight. You guys were swatting flies in those race trucks. But I mean, phenomenal run, 95 laps led. Who do you want to thank for this win here tonight?
Just Venom Motorsports and all the guys over there. Like I've said multiple times, we've been together from back to PlayStation days, and I'm just glad to be part of it. And thank everybody teammates and the league, and hopefully races get better, and hopefully next week will be another good race.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your
Cool,
time,
thank you.
Marty, and congratulations. Yeah, just a great run tonight, and we'll catch you next week at Atlanta.
All right. Thanks, guys.
You bet.
We'll catch you, buddy. Later.
See ya. All right. That's Marty Phillips. That's your winner tonight. Apologies for cutting him off a few times there. Trying to get cadence down with people is difficult, but what wasn't difficult for the 50 tonight was driving on this Texas Motor Speedway. And that's going to wrap up the show here. The QSR Simulations Tuesday Night Thunder Truck Series. It was a good one. Thrilling race here in Texas. Marty Phillips wins it in style. 95 laps led out of 110. For the HarpoonDesign.com 165. What a great logo. Gotta thank admins for putting this show together. Let's have a quick look at the schedule going into the future next week. Same time, same place, Atlanta Motor Speedway. Probably old Atlanta too, so all you throwback fans, that's the time, that's the place. Then going to Richmond, Dover, Phoenix, Kansas, Vegas, and Talladega to wrap up the season. I got to thank everyone here at QSR, Quentin Stewart for putting this on, all the drivers for putting a great race on today. Obviously, everyone at V-Speed, Bradley Cooper, Eddie Smith, Adam Baker, doing what they do. I've been your host and producer, Morgan Cook, this evening. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate everything that you fans do for us, and we wouldn't be here without you doing this on YouTube, spending our Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever nights of the week with you at home, bringing you this great racing you would not see anywhere else. So please do like and subscribe. And thank you for your time tonight. I've been Morgan Cook. Have a great evening, everyone, and we'll see you next time.